Not only does this travel trailer have a huge living room space inside, but the bedroom also has a slide out in it that is going to make that space very comfortable as well. So let's go take a look, come on. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Myles with Firmly Unbound, and today we are here taking a look at this 2026 Forest River Cherokee Wolf Den. This is going to be the 271 RK. You'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen before we go ahead and head inside. And then if you are, this is an aluminum sided wood frame travel trailer, so it's more on the entry level side and going to be very, very effective when it comes to affordability on something like this. And when we walk in, look at the layout in here. A little bit different than a lot of other things out there in the market. It's not too wildly different, but it is different nonetheless, where typically in a floor plan like this, even with the rear kitchen arrangement there, a lot of times we will see just a 2-cushion kind of love seat sofa here, or maybe recliners, and then a dining table there. Sometimes too, we've seen like a 2-cushion love seat here, dining table here, and then recliners here. But they did something a little different where they moved the dining table to the campside wall. So you have dining table here now up against this window. It does just have 2 legs here, putting this table in place. So that is going to be something that is super easy to remove. You could even take these the mounting spot right there out if you unscrew that from the floor if you wanted to, or you could just leave those there and have this as open space if you want, still get the dining table if you want. And this is now going to give you your TV on this wall here, versus a lot of times we see the TV on this wall here in these rear kitchen floor plans, which puts your TV directly across from all of your most comfortable seating here now inside of this travel trailer. So lots of spots to sit, kind of, you know, an entertainment friendly travel trailer for guests, but also just a nice big comfortable space here in the interior of this travel trailer. So we'll go over the specs and stuff kind of in terms of towing when we go outside, because I'm curious the weight and exact length on this. It's still something that I think would be more comfortable with a 3/4 ton truck, because it's likely at least about 32 feet on this travel trailer, I would say, just from an eyeball perspective on it. And with that length, a 3/4 ton truck will always be a little bit more comfortable, but it's possible it might be in the 1/2 ton towable category in terms of the weights on it. All right, up here, sorry, the ceiling height, I'm standing with no shoes on right now at exactly 6'1", so the ceiling height is probably only good for about 6'4" before you're gonna feel the need to duck, so something to be mindful of there. And as we go around this way, that TV there is probably gonna be good for about like a 42 inch screen TV, it looks like. And then we have a wrapped countertop material. Looks like we have a 200-watt solar panel on the roof. 2 drawers here. It does have solid wood cabinet and drawers. And then the interior construction is going to be a kind of a traditional plywood construction. 3 staples here along the sides holding that in place. And then they don't have any sort of support down underneath here for additional weight support there. So just something to be mindful of is how much weight you load up into these drawers. Decent amount of countertop space, so you can see with all the, you know, kind of staging they have here, the amount of space you have to work with. Multi-purpose sink, various different accessories that it will come with, and then it's a charcoal kind of stainless steel apron style sink, have the cup rinser, and it is a detachable faucet with kind of an industrial look on that. Have a 3-burner gas stove, and then no oven in this travel trailer, so they're giving you a air fryer / convection oven with your microwave combo there. Gives you a little bit more storage up overhead by not having any sort of oven, and then being able to move the microwave down beneath the stove. Also have a vent fan here, outlet there. Good countertop space back into this back corner. Good spot for like a coffee station or something along those lines. And then you have big storage back through here going all the way to the back corner. And then that also could be a good spot for other cooking items like an air fryer or an Instapot or something along those lines. Have your 12-volt Furrion refrigerator and freezer. Pretty standard here for the most part. Does give you a little bit bigger freezer portion than you might find in some other travel trailers. So a little bit more space allocated to the freezer portion in this Furrion line. Then we have a pantry right here. Nice big pantry, deep shelving there, and plenty of usable space. Got speakers here in the ceiling. Probably not the best speaker system ever. It's the driven system here. I haven't actually got to listen to these, but nonetheless, you have a speaker system in here. Something some travel trailers don't come with at all. In fact, my travel trailer does not have any sort of speaker system. Then with the recliners, you have a couple different things going on here, because you do have the 2 recliners here in the middle. You have the flip down armrest as well, but these are hugged up right against the wall. So these, while they do recline, are not going to lay down flat. You can see here, you basically almost can't push that backrest back at all. It is just a recline function. However, you have 2 freestanding recliners here, and when you move these freestanding recliners off the edge of that slide out flooring here, you do have the ability to lean back in these and actually lay down all the way flat on these recliners, and these are nap worthy. These are, you know, capable of being able to take a nap in without a doubt. Being at 6'1", my feet do hang off of here a fair amount, so I'll show you here behind the camera kind of how I fit in the chair just for your perspective. But it is something I certainly could see myself taking a nap in, no problem, if I wanted to. Now, y'all can't make fun of me. Well, you can. I shouldn't say you can't. You can certainly make fun of me all you want. I just won't care if you make fun of me for my socks, because I found socks that I just was curious to try out, and I ended up falling in love with them. And they're little toe socks. So got the toes exposed in the socks today, but the socks are great. And you can see here, I actually could sleep in this recliner. So not bad, actually. My feet don't hang off too far. And give me a pillow back here, and you could easily watch TV or anything like that. And without it, you're in like a prime sleeping position right there. So get comfortable recliners with these. The other ones are not bad, but they're not as comfortable. Get back behind the camera here, and as we go around this space, you can see you have the kind of drapes that go over the corners of the window here, and then on your windows you're going to have the zebra shades. So these will block out light like so when you have it in that orientation, or you can let in a little bit of natural light there as well and get a little bit of versatility with your kind of interior, you know, lighting spaces in terms of how much exterior light you are letting in with those shades. But certainly a fun kind of expressive shade system that they have in here. 1 AC here in this space, so it's a Furrion air conditioner. You can see there's ducting going down both sides of the travel trailer here, and then we have another little storage space here. Fireplace, electric heat source for you, outlets here, and a little bit of cabinet storage. So we go back towards the bathroom. Ceiling height in here, you feel it a little bit where it's not a super tall travel trailer. So if you're over 6 feet, it's gonna feel a little bit smaller than some other stuff out there, just something to be mindful of. You have the bigger vent fan here in the bathroom. No, any sort of railing or anything like that going in and out of your doorways, which that's nice since it is a shorter ceiling height. It's nice there's nothing to duck under going in and out of bathrooms and bedrooms, which you might find in some other campers. Really wide base here on the shower, plastic foot flush toilet. It does have a soft close toilet seat. In fact, that's the exact same toilet that is in my camper. It's been fine for me. I've lived in my camper for multiple months out of the year this year and have not had any issues with that at all. And speaking of toilet, this here is liquefied. This is a black tank treatment you can find at Amazon and Walmart, and they have it in this liquid formula, powder formula, and pod formula, and it's gonna be something that is gonna liquefy everything that goes down through your toilet, keeps that operating properly, your black tank draining out properly, and also keeps your RV smelling fresh. So make sure you go and get that for your RV, as it is an essential part of RV ownership to have some sort of black tank treatment there. And then you have a really large sink here. It kind of eats up a bit of your countertop space, so not a whole lot of usable countertop space. Have your medicine cabinet, and then stepping into the shower. Again, very wide base on the shower, so lots of room to move around. Ceiling height though, I mean, I go right up into the skylight, and it's still probably only tall enough for about 6'3" at best. Even 6'3", you're gonna be like right up on that skylight. So I'm really in the skylight here. They put the shower head as high as they can, but I do have to still duck underneath that, and then it has a traditional shower curtain. Has all just pretty basic, sort of shower, I was gonna say appliances, they're not appliances, shower fixtures through here. And then you can see, I do like how it has that black drain along the bottom. Has heat vents in the floor, so they are doing like a straight line heating system. in here, and then you can see your storage under here. No individual shut-off valves on the water lines. All that's going to mean is if you have some sort of water leak in your camper, you just have to shut off water to the whole camper to stop the leak from occurring while you fix that, versus a camper that has individual shut-off lines, you could just shut it off at just the source of where the leak is at. Now the bedroom in here is pretty spectacular as well. You have a RV size king bed, so a shortened king size bed, although I believe a residential size king bed would fit in here no problem too. You do have to be mindful a little bit on the height of the mattress, because you have the slide out that comes in that is going to come up over the top of that mattress, it looks like. It's not a super deep slide out, and it's possible it can just push the mattress this way a little bit if you went with a mattress that's taller than that. But as it's currently sitting, it looks like it's designed for that slide out to go over that mattress, potentially just a little bit. But look at all the floor space in this bedroom. Tons of usable space. The way that this bed sits back into this area, it almost feels like the bed is in a slide out, even though it is not. So lots of usable space. They allocated a couple, probably at least an additional foot of bedroom space to this bedroom versus what you see in other travel trailers. And then we have some hidden storage here. This is also like a built-in little inverter. So this unit here is an inverter in and of itself. So both your outlet and the USB ports there can run off of essentially your battery and battery alone, which is a pretty neat thing. Gives you the ability to even like be able to plug in a CPAP or something like that without having to be plugged into a 30 or 50 amp source. Have a little nook area back there behind the bed, and then have a wardrobe slide out, plus big spot for a TV. Can fit at least probably a 40-inch screen TV there. And then back behind here, we do have washer and dryer connections. So tons of wardrobe storage if you don't feel the need for a washer and dryer inside of your RV, but you have the space here for it if you want it. And then we have plenty of additional wardrobe storage if you do go with the washer dryer connections, with some shelf storage here. We have more wardrobe storage on this side as well. Spot to hang clothes. Open cubby there. And then we will have storage up underneath the bed in addition to all that. Now, mattress on this camper, definitely not great. You see you got some storage totes down underneath here. More than likely, you're gonna wanna at least put a foam pad on top of this thing. If not, just get your own mattress. So that's something to be mindful of as well. I don't think a lot of people are gonna really be thrilled about the mattress in here, but kind of a price point thing as well. And then 6 drawers here to wrap up your storage, and it is prepped to add another air conditioner in this back space. So in most of your southern states and anywhere where it's hot, you'll probably find this ordered with 2 air conditioners, because nobody's really going to want it without that. But you also may find it with just one at different locations, and that's where sometimes it's tough talking to you guys about pricing, because with Blue Compass having over 100 stores across the country, there could be multiple stores that have this same camper in stock, but one could be in New York, for instance, and the other could be in Texas, and they might have a different price because one might have 1 air conditioner and one might have 2 air conditioners. And so that's sometimes where you see those price differences occur, is because of different equipment like that. But stepping back outside, you have a full glass door here for your entry door, solid surface entry step. And then as we come along this way, oh, there's another thing I wanted to look at. It had 12-volt heat pads on the water tanks. So on that control panel right there, there is a switch for the 12-volt heat pads on the water tanks. Almost like a mirrored style window on the outside, and you do get an outdoor kitchen with this setup as well. So you get this grill cooktop, also has an ice maker that it comes with, outdoor shower, and you have a mini refrigerator with a small little freezer portion. So pretty cool. One of the only things coming with an ice maker on the outside. And then you can see that will all store behind that door. Has electric stabilizers on it, which is also pretty nice, a leash latch there, and then you have a accessory rack along the back that is already installed. So a 200-pound rack here for different items along the back, and it comes installed with a backup camera. So one of the only brands, especially in the entry-level price point, that has a backup camera already installed as well. Come up front, getting down underneath the RV real quick, it will have an enclosed underbelly. So you can see the enclosed underbelly there. And then as we step back this way, have your storage space, but it does not pass all the way through. You can see the wood framing through here as well. And then you got your solar charge controller and a little light here. Also has a griddle cooktop for that grill. So you get both the grill and the griddle accessories on that. 2 20-pound propane tanks, power tongue jack, and you're gonna have your battery here with the battery disconnect switch. Come along this way, it is a cable-driven slide for that bedroom slide. Little teeny tiny slide. actually kind of interesting. It's very rare that I see a slide out that small with a cable driven slide. Usually they do a Swintech on a slide out that small. Tankless water heater, got our water connections, outdoor shower, and specs on this right here. We are at a length of 36 feet, so even a little bit longer. Definitely feel that in the bedroom. 36 feet 3 inches, and then the gross vehicle weight rating on this is almost 10,000 pounds, which means unloaded, let's see, it's a 2,440 pound cargo carrying capacity. So this is going to be around like 7,300 pounds unloaded. So weight wise, it's going to be, you know, within the specs of a lot of half-ton towable trucks or a lot of half-ton trucks in the market. But with the length on this at over 36 feet, it's pretty dang big for a half ton. For instance, like my travel trailer is only 28 feet long. And with my Toyota Tundra, it's a 2023 Toyota Tundra. When I go over 65 miles an hour, or if it's windy outside, I start to feel that thing sway behind me. I can definitely feel it. And this is 10 inches longer. Sorry, not 10 inches, 10 feet longer than that. You'll definitely feel it. There's pretty much no doubt about it. So that's just something to be mindful of when thinking about towing, where it may not be impossible, you know, specs wise, it may fall under every, you know, category of being towable by your truck, but you're still going to feel it nonetheless. And there still is a potential risk there that you're taking on towing something this size with a half-ton truck. Down underneath here, you have your black and gray tank dump valves here. Now, it looks like the valves are exposed out here, which basically means that your liquids can flow all the way up to where these valves hit, meaning all of this out here that is exposed has the potential to freeze if you are camping in below freezing temperatures. So that is just something to keep in mind. If you wanted to use this in below freezing temperatures and you want to prevent that from freezing, you're basically going to have to do skirting around the entire exterior of this RV and put some sort of heat source underneath here to prevent that from freezing. Or if it's like really on the cusp of being like below freezing temperatures, then you might not need a heat source under there, but those are all just things to keep in mind. You also have a rack and pinion through frame slide here, and then it has electric stabilizers with switches on this non-camp side of the camper for those electric stabilizers. And then that is pretty much everything. Let me get a little bit of a price estimate for you here. I don't know if any of these are in stock yet at stores or not, but nonetheless, we'll get a price estimate for you real quick. So this is probably going to be right around that $35,000 to $40,000 price range. So very effective when it comes to affordability, especially for the amount of space in here. Curious your thoughts, so let me know what you think. And again, if you're looking for your next RV, there's a link down below in the pinned comments and description of this video where you can find all the different Blue Compass stores across the nation, as well as online pricing and things of that nature. But really cool bedroom layout in here, very functional open floor plan here for the living room, and curious what you think. Let me know down below in the comments, and that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.